Welcome to another mega exciting 5-minute auto pairing. Okay, let's see what happens here. Entitled players are on. There's 58 tile players. 5-minute auto pairing. Okay, never mind. Let's try English opening. And should we throw in h4, h5 for a laugh? Or potentially going on the queen side, or maybe go on the queen side. I can take here, improving my central pawn things. I'll try and get rid of his bishop, maybe. He's weakening d5 with that move. That's very, very committal. This knight d4, I don't know how annoying that is. Maybe I should play e3 just in case first. Then it has also in its own right d4. Yeah, is queen c2 as a move, or maybe queen d2 for d4? I've got to be wary in this position about c4. I've had this before, nightmare with c4. Anytime d4, so that might be even totally wrong plan because of c4 being weak. Is there other ways to play this? Maybe just e4, knight d5. Try and get this bishop out, or get a space advantage there. Weakening d4. Knight d2 to e4. This might be another way to use the e4 square. Just try and get him weak on the light squares. If I can use that e4 square. If he plays f5, he's weakening his second row. That could be significant later. Okay, he's giving me something, surely. Knight e4 here. c5 is now under fire. That looks like a sort of reverse Sicilian in a way, this c file now. Target on c5. Do I dare take that? Looks like a horrendous pin. I don't think I dare take it. He's going to play f5. What about knight c4 for a moment? It takes f5. He's weakening some squares there. Maybe rook b5, aiming for rook b5 and just... Actually, d takes, is that consideration? And there's rook d1 for knight d6. Ah, the queen on c4 is also lucrative. Queen a6 and rook b7. Knight b6 is hitting d3. Maybe it's best to get rid of this d3 in the light of that. And there's queen c3 there on e5. Oh, I can't make up my mind. It's beyond me. And he's got a clock advantage. This keeps the pressure on. It's got some upsides. Let's just focus on the upsides. Pressure on e5, pressure on c5 with this decision. So maybe I can protect this. Rook b5 here, there's knight a4. And d3 is very vulnerable. He's also got f5 trying to win a piece. f3 for a moment. unpin. That's knight f2, was rook here. I think one priority must be surely to get a bit of time back. Okay, it's not too bad, 2 minute 11, so okay, rook b5, knight a4. He's playing that, okay. Passive with d3 here. There's queen a5 on a7. At least it's kind of threatening something. Maybe rook b5. d4 later. Or just rook c1. Target this c5 here. There's rook c7, d4 takes. It's going for g4 or something. Let's see, will he weaken more squares with h5? So e4 is going to be tempting. Don't know about here. Rook c1, g4 takes, e4. This f file's looking dangerous, but what can you do? E4 here, it's a bit committal for d4, but he's not in a great position to exploit d4 at the moment. Actually, that knight coming here would be fun. So knight e4. Oh, he's got knight e3 check.
Check.
There's king here. I've got knight g5 check. Or rook c5. Maybe rook c5. There's no queen f2 at the moment. Because that knight on e4. Down to a minute though. It's very, very quick. Oh, he's got queen b2. That's pretty dangerous.
Check.
I think if he wants it, he's got to draw at the least.
Check. Check.
Can I really get out of the checks if I go over here? Check here, king d2, check. I can't get out of the checks.
Check. Check.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid I think this is it. Draw. Yeah, never mind, as they say. Oh dear. Yeah, okay. It's just, yeah, it's very hard to make these decisions without fully weighing up, you know, the ups and downs of them. So key positional decisions here. I really like more time. So knight takes c4. Maybe this is wrong anyway. In a way, knight f3, just pressure on e5 straight off the bat. Oh, knight takes c5 is possible here. Yeah, so d takes, the engine reckons d takes. Yeah, it does get rid of that weakness. It has got clear upside there. Maybe just to work on it against that d6 square. That's useful. Yes. So this way I played it, I thought it did something, but actually d3 is, the engine likes black. And also this pawn is also supporting d5, none of this would have happened. So he's actually created lots of weaknesses in my camp, having to deal with f5 now. If I didn't do this, c4. Yeah, so that pawn on c4, yeah, holding d5 is central squares, it's control of central squares, I guess. And it's not so clear here. So e4 apparently here it's okay. My second row is getting weakened by something coming up here.
Check.
Okay, Queen D2 to keep the second row, and yes, oh, Queen D2 looks delicious actually. Here, taking.
Check.
Yes, I think time pressure doesn't help. Yeah,
Check.
going into a draw here.
Check.
Everyone thinks that's best anyway. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.